What's going on, y'all? Johnson's Logic back with another one. Like I said on my last video, I plugged in my hard drive to my computer and I lost all of my footage. I'm trying to repair it so I can try and get it back, but I have lost all of my footage on my hard drive. So we're going to kind of combine this video. 610. This dude's parked right in front of where I need to go. We're gonna kind of combine this vlog with a story time that I have. 6:01. I'm not gonna interrupt him. Whatever he's doing, he's probably waiting for this dude to finish. I might actually just whip around and do the right thing and go the right way. So, anyway. Right now I'm doing a drop and hook. So drop and hooks are stupid easy for Landstar. You just basically drop the trailer, you pick it up, you're good to go. So I mean, this is my trailer number I'm picking up. But they said the load was ready, but they don't have my paperwork. So I'm gonna have to somehow. Well, I'm gonna drop this trailer, then bounce out to the other side of the building and go check into the office. Thank you. Go check into the office and then see if I can get my paperwork. I already know my trailer number, but I just need to go get the paperwork for it. Alrighty now, 5:59, 6:01. You didn't say anything about opening the door, so. However, I do need to go and get my straps and stuff out of there. I'm gonna cut this a little short. And I'm gonna cut it tight as well. Nah, I got it. Yes, sir. Nice and tight. Bring it on back around. A little tight for the other trailer, so I'm gonna do a pull-up. Not too far out. Go ahead and finish. Actually, I do need to open this so I can go get my, like I said, I need to get my straps and stuff and put them in my truck. So I'll pull up a little bit. Alright, let's go get my straps. Need my keys are in my pocket. Alright. So like I said, we're picking up, we got an overnight run, which is what I've been looking for a while now. Because driving daytime, oh man, I could have backed all the way up. Driving daytime is, my body's still not used to driving in the daytime. And it's not the best for me. So I got these two, and I got that. Here for now. The ground looks dry here. Please don't shut on me. Oh yeah. So clean, just delivered about 80 miles ago or so. Thought I got hooked on the trailer. Whew, I tripped. My foot got caught right here. Y'all almost watched me die live. Anyway, easy drop and hook. My load's already ready. And when I checked in, I told him I called earlier. They're like, yeah, it's ready, but you know, the paperwork is not at the guard check. And I was like, okay, well, just tell me what I gotta do. He's like, oh, you gotta go to the office, blah, blah, blah. So, no big deal. Gotta put my keys. These are my pocket. I don't know if we're gonna have to secure this load or not. Hey, if you ever wonder if it's me driving at night, those of you who already know or has seen my truck know that I have lights on my truck. So if you're ever wondering, like, see a Volvo driving a Landstar trailer and you want to know if it's me, look for the lights. It's me. I think I've only seen one other Volvo have lights on theirs, and they only had them in the front grille. So if you're ever wondering, it's me. Anyway, yes, I know my truck's dirty, like that pizza I already ate. Just gotta find a dumpster. Alright, let's finish backing up. Ooh, pretty lights. Oh man, I've been on driveline this whole time. Yeah, I read something for Landstar. We're supposed to be working on getting yard moved, but they don't have it yet. So I'm gonna see how long that takes. Hopefully we can get it fairly quickly, because using driveline for this is not ideal. So I'm gonna drop this trailer, pick up another one. I definitely say this is gonna be story time, but I kind of forgot. I guess I'll finish dropping the trailer. For those of you who don't truck, I didn't bring my phone with me, change my lights. I could do this. Need some consistent light back here. This is the order that I do it in. Come on. Well, this thing's been in here for a good little minute anyway. I think I've had this trailer for like... How long have I had this trailer? I've had this trailer for like a month, I think. I believe I've had this trailer for like a month. So I'm finally getting rid of it. No, it hasn't been a month. I got this trailer in Texas. Is it this way? There we go. Nope, it's this way. The last time I tried to talk and do this, I hit myself in the face. So I've learned my lesson. I got that down. Usually for trucks that are not mine, you reach under there, grab the release handle. I don't have to do that. Or rather, I can't do that. It's just the way the truck is designed. Because I actually have a button right here that releases my kingpin. Let's hold that for a second. It's air release. And then you drop the trailer. And that's it. Waiting this dude to pass. So now I gotta loop around and go to the office. Come on, my boy. on the drive line. Turn that light off. Turn these lights on. Alright. So yeah, quick easy load. I know I'm gonna have to edit some of this stuff out, but we'll see. Quick easy load. I gotta go like 460 miles. So 460 plus the 80 mile deadhead, just at 540 miles, something like that. What's this load paying? I think this load's paying 24 or 2,500 bucks, I think. But it's pretty good load. I mean, drop and hook on both ends, like I can't really complain at all. So I think this is a pretty good load to book, especially because I finally got to get rid of that trailer, and then I realized that I'm picking up an older trailer, and I'm like, So for those of you who remember the old school trailers that had the little grab handle, that's what I had. Instead of the air release button, I had the little grab handle and I had to pull it and push it back in every time I went to slide my tandem. So I was hoping for an air release trailer again, and I can stick with that. So he gave me the trailer number that I'm picking up, and just based off of the number, it was not going to be one of those kind of trailers. Probably another grab handle. Hopefully I'm wrong, who knows, but it doesn't matter because on the other end, well, it's a drop and hook at the consignee as well. So I noticed that my seatbelt alarm only goes off if I go over 15 miles an hour, which is good because I don't need to be going over 15 miles an hour right now anyway. So, oh my gosh. But also can't set my cruise control at 15 anymore like my old Freightliner. So, let me get in here because, like I said, I don't want to make this too long. I mean, I'm going to have to cut it out anyway, but...
In 1/4 mile, turn left, then turn right.
Lady, I'm not going anywhere yet. Let me get in this office in case there's any names down here, and then I'll get back with y'all. Y'all. So...
You have 7 hours and 56 minutes of remaining drive time.
I got here at 11 o'clock p.m. last night. They were like, we don't have your paperwork, blah, blah. Basically, I came down to the office. Office was closed. So they couldn't give me my paperwork. And then one of the drivers came in and was like, oh, hey, they're gone for the day. But whenever they're gone, they bring your paper. They take your paperwork to the guard shack, and I'm like, well, the guard shack already said they didn't have my paperwork. He was like, oh, the guy just left, so you might want to go down there now. So I had to go back to the guard shack and gave him my pickup number that I had that I already called about because I already had my trailer number. And he's like, well, that pickup number, we don't have that pickup number up here. We don't have your paperwork, so you're gonna have to wait for the office to open back up, which is now 3 a.m. It's 3:27, but I took a nap and had some Waffle House. So, get back up here. Give him the number that I gave him earlier. And he's like, who do you drive for? I'm like, Landstar. He's like, oh, okay. Well, we don't have that pickup number. I'm like, well, I called the guy on the phone earlier, you know, to check and see if the load was ready. And he said it was, and he gave me my trailer number. So he's like, well, what's your trailer number? I was like, well, I gave it to the guy up at the guard shack. This is my trailer number. And he was like, okay, well, let me find it. And it was like the freaking second folder of paperwork he had. So the guy had my paperwork the whole time. Like, I literally wasted basically my 14. Like, now I'm gonna have to drive this load with no brakes. I have 478 miles to do now. I'm just so frustrated. Let me go get this trailer. Like, I'm just so frustrated because the whole time I could have been halfway there by now. I could have been, like, my original arrival time would have been like 6:35 or something like that. I forgot to turn this off. Like, I could have freaking been there, and He's like, oh, for future reference, you know, you need to pick a number like this. I'm like, okay, that's cool and all, but I gave you guys the trailer number, and you said that there was no trailer here by that number. Oh my gosh. So now, I already called Landstar. I had to call Landstar. I had to call the agent. I had to call the agency. Like, you know, no one has after hours. I mean, Landstar has after hours, but you know, the only thing they can do is try another number that we don't have access to reach the agent, which didn't help because we couldn't get in touch with them. But I'm like, whole time, you know, I had to send emails and phone calls. I'm like, hey, I gotta, you know, I basically had to cancel my next load now. Now I'm glad I canceled it before I even got here, because now I definitely were not gonna be able to make it. You know, I gotta be. So now it just looks like I'm just gonna be taking the weekend off, which is not ideal. Well, I mean, I'm sure I could find something picking up Saturday, I'm sure. What spot did he say? 813.
In 1/4 mile.
But man, it's just 668. Yep, there it is. I'm like, whole time I could have been like already gone. You know what I mean? But whatever. Now we get to pick up this trailer. Now, anyway. Let's see. Please don't be too high. Nope, just perfect. I knew I was gonna slam into it. Tried to avoid it. Alright, so now I gotta pick up this trailer. And now I got 11 o'clock arrival time now. That's killed 5 hours, man. Or 4 hours. I'm just so frustrated now. Put myself off the drive line. Not like it freaking matters. Remarks. Dropping hook. I done wasted my whole freaking day. What do I need? I need my lock. I need my gloves. I need to turn this light back on. Just frustrated. That's not a hazmat load, so. There's that, I guess. And I'm also out of fuel, so I gotta find somewhere to get fuel at. Alright, let's knock this pre-trip out. Where does this leaf come from? Now watch this trailer be the same type of trailer that's got the freaking pull release. Yep, if this handle's already like that, good lord. Alright. It's connected, but how am I going to get this landing gear down? This thing is jacked up. I'm gonna have to grab him. This thing is jacked up. Yep, let me go grab a yard guy. So I'll be back with y'all after I pick this trailer up, because I can't grab it. Actually, let's go see if it's air release. Maybe I'll get lucky and got my trailer numbers wrong. Nope. Freaking grab handle. Alright, I'll be back, y'all. Y'all. I couldn't make this even if I tried. Oh, I'm gonna have to bleep that out. So, I'm gonna turn the light on. I don't even care. So, after all I've been through with this freaking load, I drove about So first I left here with my loaded trailer, got down the road like 10 miles, and then the route I was going, they had to close the road due to an accident. So I had to reroute around, and that was an extra 25 miles. So after doing all that, I finally, was able to go get some fuel. Finally went to go get some fuel, and I kind of, when I left here, I'm like, my truck, like I know this, like first of all, this load was only booked for 30,000 pounds. So when I was pulling out, it seemed like my truck was struggling a little bit. And I'm like, nah. Usually I book light loads, so maybe it's just not used to pulling 30,000 pounds. But then I kind of thought about it. I'm like, my truck normally doesn't start struggling until about, 45,000 pounds, towards the max limit. I'll call it a day right there. Towards the max limit. And it was just struggling. So I drove like 60, 70 miles because of that detour. Where are my keys? Because of that freaking detour. And I was like, you know what, let me get a scale ticket, because like I said, my truck normally doesn't struggle. Get a scale ticket, I'm overweight. I'm like, how are you overweight when this load was only booked for 30,000 pounds? So I had to bring it back. The heck? So now the load is back dropped. They're like, drop it in this spot and go to the office, and they'll tell you what you got to do. I'm like, what I got to do? I'm about to go to sleep. Like, y'all have killed so many hours at this place. It's ridiculous. So now I have to go back to the freaking office to figure out. Oh, I left my gloves right here. I got to go back to the freaking office to find out what the heck they want me to do with this crap now. And I certainly don't want to freaking sit here and wait on it, because I'm in Ohio already. I could find something else. You know what I mean? Just give me my empty trailer back and I'm good to roll. Come on, get on the ground. So yeah, so now I'm just like, alright, so, hey, yard dog was definitely watching me vlog and I don't even care. So now I gotta go to the office and find out what they want me to do. I've already emailed the agent and Landstar. Landstar has emailed me back trying to figure out what they want me to do. I'm like, well, I don't know, I gotta wait on the customer to figure out what they're gonna do. Because if they're not gonna reload this junk until like, hours from now, like, might as well cancel this. Give me an empty trailer, so I'll book another load for today. After another 10-hour break, I've only got 5.5 hours left now. This done killed my whole clock. Like, just messing around with this customer. So, I'm just so aggravated with this load. But, this is a teaching moment. For those of y'all who don't know, learn your truck. This is number one. Because, like I said, when I pulled it out from that spot right there, 813, I felt it struggling. That's how I knew it was heavy. But if you have that feeling like, man, you know what, this load might be heavy, go get a cat scale. Well, at least for on the reefer side, they were like, yeah, you need a cat scale. This place didn't care. Apparently this happens a lot here. Because he was like, you're overweight, aren't you? And I was like, yep. He's like, okay. Oh my god, this place, man. Outside of all this, it was a great paying load. Earlier I said it was like $2,200, $2,300. So I was actually paying $2,800 for 400 miles, which is not bad, you know what I mean? But I can't even get to it now because trailer's overweight. So figure out what they want me to do, and I'll get back with you guys. Alright, so I'm editing this video and realized that I never finished it. So I was just so tired. Like, basically, I'm gonna make it short because I know this video is already getting long. Obviously, I'm on a whole nother day. So when you see the next video and I'm wearing the same shirt, is because I forgot to close out the video. Anyway, so I ended up dropping, I ended up getting a empty trailer from that place. They were basically like, it's gonna take at least 5 hours minimum to rework that trailer. So, call your dispatcher. And I was like, well, I'm my own dispatcher, so I had to end up calling the agent, let them know that the shipper says it's gonna take 5 hours at a minimum. I'm gonna be out of drive time, so I got an empty trailer and go ahead and take me off the load because, I had to mess around with getting a new appointment time and trying to fight for more money and stuff like that. I just don't want to deal with the headache. Let me just take my 10-hour break. I'll book another load for the day. Going about my day. And they were like, okay. So, I grabbed empty trailers, truck stop 9 miles up the road. I went to the pilot up there, and I went to sleep, just like I said. But right before I fell asleep, I got a call from the agent, and the agent, she's just now coming in to the office and seeing all my emails from the night before, and she's like, I read all your emails, like, what's going on? I was like, well, someone from your agency just called me, and I was also talking to Landstar, like, I don't know what's going on with this. It's too much weight on this trailer. It was overweight. I took it back. It's gonna take this amount of time for them to, to rework it. I'm not dealing with all that. If y'all not gonna, y'all not gonna pay me for my, pay me for my time. So just go and take me off the load, and we'll just, call it a wash. And she was like, well, what I can do is get with my manager or get my supervisor, see if we can offer you more money because it's not your fault. Blah, blah, stuff like that. And I'm like, whatever you guys decide to work out, right now I need to get to sleep because I'm exhausted. So she's like, okay, I'll talk to my supervisor in about 30 minutes or so, I'll send you an email. I'm like, okay, fine. So I hang up and go to sleep. Like, not even halfway into my break, I get a call on my other phone from an agency. And I'm asleep, I'm taking my break. Shame on me, I didn't put it on vibrate, and I was already up on the top bunk, and my phone was all the way down here in the cab. So, like, my phone rings, I kind of wake up, and, I can ignore it. I roll back over, I fall right back asleep. And then it's just ringing and ringing and ringing, and it keeps going over and over. So finally I get up, and I'm like, why is this phone ringing so much? So I climbed down, looked at my phone. I have 17 missed calls from this phone number. And I'm like, who is calling me so much? And right when I said that, my phone rings again. And so at this point, I'm asleep, so I'm already pissed off. So I answered, I'm like, hello? And they're like, hey, this is such and such at this agency. We're calling to let you know that your trailer's been reworked. You can go ahead and go pick it up now. And I'm like, well, one, I've already asked to be taken off this load. And two, I'm in the middle of a 10-hour break. Why did you call me 18 times to tell me that a preloaded trailer that was overweight was ready for me to be picked up when I'd been asking for hours to be taken off this load? Like, oh, well, we thought you still might want to take it. We negotiated you some extra money, but we needed to call and notify you that the trailer was ready. I'm like, that's fine and all, but I'm in the middle of a 10-hour break. You realize you're interrupting my 10-hour break. Like, I'm trying to sleep. And the last thing that I know was I requested to be taken off the load. Like, it doesn't really matter to me whether you put more money on it. I asked to be taken off the load, and now you're interrupting my sleep, my 10-hour break, to tell me that my trailer is ready. I can't, even if I started driving right now, I would be in violation. I don't have any hours. You guys wasted all that. So I'm not picking up that load. And they're like, oh, okay, well, we'll go ahead and get it taken off. And I'm like, okay. So I hang up. Right about to get back into bed, apparently this lady called Landstar. Landstar calls me, and I'm like, oh my god. So I answer, and they're like, hey, what's going on? Just got off the phone with this agency. They're saying that you said this and this and that. I'm like, yeah, it's all in the email thread that I have on all of you guys know this. Like, I've requested, I emailed Night Ops, I emailed the agency. Everyone knows I'm being taken off the load except for all the people who need to take me off this load. Like, but I'm in the middle of a 10-hour rest break and y'all are calling me. And they're like, yeah. Oh my gosh, my phone is, sorry. So, you know, they just keep going back and forth with me, and I'm like, y'all, I'm trying to sleep so I can be safe on the road, and y'all keep calling me. So, yeah, we apologize about that. The agency, or she was trying to ask you if you would still be okay with taking the load, and I'm like, I've already told her several times, no. Like, I'm not taking this load. And they're like, well, you know, if you could, you know, it'll help them out, blah, blah. They negotiated this much more, and I was like, okay. Can I get that in a rate con? And they were like, yeah, it's already been sent over to your email. And I was like, okay. Well, I mean, if they're gonna go, you know, if they negotiated that much more, okay, I'll take the load. But I'm still in the middle of my sleep, so I'm still gotta go back to sleep. They're like, there are no appointment times. You pick it up whenever you can. You deliver it whenever you can. Rate's not gonna change. And I was like, still dropping hook? It was like, dropping hook anytime. I was like, fine by me. So I ended up taking the load. So I was about to get back into bed, and then I realized, dang, I'm delivering on a Saturday morning, and I don't have any freight for the weekend. So I quickly jump on the load board, and I'm searching for something in that area that will at least get me through the weekend. You know, it was a whole bunch of, I won't say cheap stuff, but it was a whole bunch of, like, you know, $1,800 and $2,100, like stuff like that, stuff that it would only take me a day. And I'm like, you know, nothing really that really stood out to me. And I was like, you know what, let me get some sleep so I can be, you know, fully conscious when I, you know, try and book a load when I actually wake up. And so right when I said that, I refreshed the page and a load popped up, and it was a good one. It was a good load. It was posted less than a minute ago. It was going, like, I think it was going from Pennsylvania. It was like a 70-mile deadhead from where I was. It's going like Pennsylvania to Iowa, like 13,000 pounds, and it was paying like $7,300. Like, stupid. No, it wasn't that high. I'm sorry. It was 50. I think I got it written down. It was 5,000 something dollars for, like, you know, 900 miles. I think it was 900 miles or 1,100 miles. Something stupid, something ridiculous. And I'm like, okay, I've got to get this load. So I immediately call. Guy picks up. He's like, hey. It's like, hey, I'm calling about this load. Picks up here, delivers here for Monday. You know, what's up? He was like, man, I wish you would have called 15 seconds ago. I just booked it. I'm like, dang. He's like, hold on. Where are you looking to go? I was like, I don't care. Like, what you got? He's like, all right, I got the same shipper. Little less miles, little less revenue, but if you're willing, you can have it, because, you know, I got you on the phone right now. You know, I haven't even built out the load yet. I haven't built it to put it on the load board, so it's not even on the board yet. I was like, okay, tell me about it. He's like, it's a load, same shipper, live load, 2 stops over the weekend, total miles, 700 miles, and it's paying $3,800. And I was like, $3,800 for 700 miles? He was like, yeah. I mean, is that gonna be good enough? I was like, what's the weight on it? He was like, 10,000 pounds. And I was like, 10,000 pounds, 700 miles, $3,800. He was like, I mean, I can look for you for something else. I'm like, no. $5.50 a mile sounds pretty good to me. You can go ahead and book it. He was like, okay. I was getting a little concerned there. I was like, no, go ahead and book that load. So, even, I know this is a long story, but it paid off. It paid off. And hopefully, like, this might be my best week at Landstar yet, if I can pull this off correctly. So, I'm here picking up that load now. You can get all the details on the next video, but I'm going to close this one out because I know this video is dumb long now. So, thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking around. Sorry that it was a long load. I mean, a long time for, or a long story. Anyway, if y'all think, y'all might as well do it logically, because y'all see that I've been doing it, and y'all continue to be safe. Peace.